going on? This is Analysts After Work.
That was so exciting.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. I didn't need to see snow, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one that comes with the platform. I got to get a new one, but like, I'm trying to raise the game of this show.
Right.
And
you're doing a wonderful job.
Let's not go crazy. Here we go. Analysts After Work. And I think this is like episode 30 or something.
Crazy.
Which is I can't believe that is a thing. Anyways, Analysts After Work welcomes to this episode, welcoming back two tremendous friends of the show, the one and only Jennifer Forrest, and Dan, the man, the bartender, the legend, Dan Simons. What's going on, buddy?
I think that well, first off, I spelled bartender right this time. So whatever
you did
going on last time, I made sure twice that I spelled it properly. So,
and you'll have to then trust the host, who has admin privileges, doesn't go in and edit it for you.
Well, I would say that you wouldn't, just because based on the fact that the last time you said, oh my goodness, if you would have said something, I would have gone in and edited it for you. Now in the end, it ended up being that whole episode was
the bear ender. Yeah, Dan the bear ender.
Bear ender, that's what it was.
Yeah. No,
and I'm glad you remembered, so we could start off the show with it this time too. Thank you.
That's not how we start, but we're going to come to it.
Sure.
I actually am a little derelict in my duties because I have not poured. I'm going to go first this time. I'm going to go back to my Spanish brandy because it's almost done, and I can then return the bottle. So that is me, Jen. What interesting thing do you have in that barrel?
Wow,
this is water that I'm supposed to drink every day. You're supposed to drink this much water every day. Do either
not on this show?
I did for a while.
Yeah,
but it's a hard. That's a hard maintenance. It's hard to keep that up.
Yeah. Did you pee every 30 minutes?
I would say it's less than that. Yes.
You get used to it though. I've gone through
peeing every 30 minutes.
No. You get used to, as your body acclimatizes itself to additional water. It does normalize, so it's not every 30 minutes. But yeah, if you were to down that, like Jen would be up and down the rest of this show. Like
they say your body normalizes, but I never experienced that.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just letting you know.
No, to each their own.
Cool. That's like I read that too, and it never.
Yeah, that was my experience.
Yeah,
but you know, that's me.
Sure,
that's fine.
Sure.
I've never stuck with it long enough to see if it normalizes. So
right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think 6 or 8 months on that, and good call, Amy. Yes.
Yeah, Amy. Good call.
Very much true.
And I see Amy's here, Judy's here.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're not also drinking water, because we're in a very negative swing here with the water and tea drinkers. Dan?
Yes.
What are we partaking of today? With a name like the bartender.
First of all, cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
To you. This is Captain Morgan's Private Stock.
Oh.
And 7-Up or Sprite, which then tastes like cream soda. And in this space, I have substituted a vanilla soda for the less sugar, trying to, keep a couple of pounds off. And so I went with this vanilla soda, which I can't seem to find anywhere now. This was my last can. I'm going to have a problem finding it. It's going to be desperate, because this is actually really close to the authentic taste.
Vanilla. What is the brand of vanilla soda? I don't think, other than like cherry vanilla. Coke vanilla.
No, it's so soda vanilla flavor. Maybe I'm saying it like a club soda vanilla flavor.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like
vanilla soda.
Gotcha.
That's incredibly fancy.
That is very fancy. See, and so
It's my go-to. It's my go-to.
So we
There you
know, and Jen, we know that, and Jen is like in my head because Jen Bedell, because we know here in Canada, soda is what they call pop in America. We just call it pop, and
That's not entirely true.
okay,
It's regional down here.
it is. That's right. You're right. You're right. It is regional.
It is regional. So there are, like, I believe my entire youth, I called it pop. And then when I moved south, I started calling it soda.
Right. Which I mean, for a very clear articulation of that regional, it's not a dialect, but that regional use. You can remember the video, Ain't Nobody Got Time for That? Remember that lady? Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not going to do her voice because I would not do it any justice.
Oh,
just
yes.
Google "Ain't Nobody Got Time for That."
Yes.
She calls it a pop. She's like, I went out to get a cold pop, and it's like, oh, okay, that is a thing in the States. So, anyways, yes. Great question here from Judy. Is that vanilla soda available at Aldi?
The answer is no. However, thank you, Judy, for that question, because Jen, in honor of your winking owl expedition, I went shopping at Aldi, and I could not conceivably bring winking owl home and not have my wife ask me. There were two options: either, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Or it may have come back at my head like, a fire extinguisher. So I wanted
There's a visual.
I wanted to help out in terms of the Aldi shopping experience for wine. And I brought two down with me. This is a Syrah. It's probably going to, be backward, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is it's a Zinfandel Scarlet Path. I keep calling it a Syrah, but this is really good. And I think this is 8, 9. Okay, so that's probably budget breaker for some people. However, it is for my dad at least. It's definitely budget breaker for my dad.
You're a newlywed though, Jen. You have an excuse for a little bit at least. Like,
and I also want to share with you that this Merlot, this Copperwood Merlot, is $7.99, and I think it's rolling like 91 or 92 points. On the old wine scaleology there. And these are both very much wife approved. And to get on the wife approved wine list, pretty esteemed. So every time I come home with one of these and it's from Aldi and I get this is approved, like, it's a victory. Right? Okay. And they also have a Malbec, which I thought I had a bottle of here, but I don't. So, but I just because we went down the whole winking owl experience, and I have to tell you that my dad keeps wanting to tell me, and I'm sorry, Vince, I'll get off of this in a second.
No, this is the point of the show. It's fine.
Right? Yeah. I know. So my dad keeps telling me to get their red blend, which comes in a 3-liter box, and it's like $14. And he goes, it's really good, but it still has that
owl
thing going for it. And I know that if I bring that home and I set it on the counter without the explanation, that Kendra will just pick it up, find the trash can, and dump it.
So no cartoon characters on wine.
No, it's not the cartoon characters. It's the winking owl. Like, it's, it's kind of like getting that big old jug of wine thing going on. Yeah, so like there's gosh, I don't know the name of it, but somebody out there listening and will No, not Frenzia. It's something else. It's a but it's a jug. And anywho's that's what it was like in the Hungarian German households I grew up in, was this big old jug of wine that no kid in their right mind would ever say, I want to drink some of that.
Yeah.
Carlo Rossi?
I'm sorry?
Carlo Rossi?
Carlo Rossi? No, I'm gonna have to find it, and I'll text it back out. I'll put it when we post out. But you're definitely closer with that than Frenzia. It's got like this weird, like it's got a very old style, old label-ish thing going for it too. So, but I had to share these, Jen, because I wanted to be on this episode with you. I saw that you were on this episode, and I wanted to be on you, not because of the wine, but I wanted to be on with you. You are so full of energy. You are so awesome every time I see you, and big smiles, and always full to share energy and share conversations ever since I met you. And I remember the last time I saw you in Boston when you're like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. And we're sitting on the benches like you were getting ready to get out, and I'm like, she's leaving already, kind of thing. And so I'm just excited to be here with you, and of course, obviously, Vince, our text messages. Happy belated to you, of course.
Thank you.
So 2 others that might pass Kendra approval.
Yeah.
One is intermingle.
Intermingle,
which is the off-brand of Menage a Trois.
It's the off-brand of Menage. So that's yes. It scares me just a little bit.
Off-brand wines. Are we seriously having this discussion?
That's all of Aldi wines are off-brand wines.
Are they? Okay. I don't know. We don't have Aldi.
Intermingle. Okay, I'll look, because I always go down the, like, okay, do we need a bottle? Like, if I had brought one home last week, I was going to get them all back. But if I was brought one home, she'd probably been like, really? We have to drink some of this, which I'm always a fan of. So, Anyway, so intermingle, and what's the other one?
There's also a Tempranillo that has a bowl on it that usually has goldfish netting over it.
Is that the Solaz? I think we buy a lot of Spanish wines.
Nice, but that one's a nice one. I think that one's a nice one from Aldi.
I think it's Solaz.
Intermingle and Solaz, and if it's not Solaz, it's the dancing bull with the gold fishnet stockings.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the bull isn't wearing the fishnet stockings. The bottle has a fishnet stocking on it.
Yes.
You have to cut, and it's like gold wiring, so you can't even trust me on this one. You can't rip it open.
No.
It hurts. So you need to cut the fishnet wiring in order to get to extract the bottle. Otherwise, just blood is everywhere, and it's not good.
Vince, I'm very much with you on that, but I was going with the bull with the fishnet stockings just to create the visual.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but I was creating the visual. I got you.
Is fishnet stockings a Spanish wine thing, Vince?
I
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know Spanish wines. You just said like wine. So
I know a little bit.
What's the story? We have one with fishnet stockings. I'm going to go upstairs and see if it's Spanish.
Yeah, well, I mean, my
I'll check, Jen, and I'll let you know.
My wife is Spanish, and so we buy a lot of Spanish wines. And it's just I don't so much get to pick the wine. I get to open the wine. So
I do that part too, but I'm the one that does the grocery shopping, so that's why
I'm not trusted with that.
I'm the wine buyer.
Every time I go grocery shopping, I come back with let's bring the work into things. We have our stated requirements, aka the things that are on the grocery list. But then you have the unstated, which are just things that I know I'm going to get that aren't on the list. And so I always come back with just things it's like, why did you get a frozen pizza? I don't know, I felt like it. Just weird things that, that looks good, I'm going to get that. And so I'm not allowed. I've been banned from grocery shopping.
I understand. It's not always a fun battle.
Right.
For shopping conversation. But I can say that, I get out there and I do my best. And speaking of frozen pizza, we have to have frozen pizza because we have teenagers, and you have to have to have a ready, it's got to be ready to roll. And the beautiful thing about it is I'll get cauliflower pizza from Costco, and it's really pretty decent. But the beauty of that is the kids won't touch it. So that will always be there.
Right.
No, Linda. No,
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 Linda.
no.
No.
But
Linda,
only,
it's
only
just a
with-
running joke on the show. The winking, wind in the willows wine. It's anyways.
it's the best $2 wine.
That's $2 US.
But
$2.40 Canadian. Like,
don't get anything besides the Pinot Grigio or the Sauvignon Blanc. Just say no to the Moscato.
You're better just to say no, but
yeah,
you have to choose one.
Yeah,
Jen knows.
Yeah, no, yeah. Anyways, this is all riveting stuff. How we go grocery shopping and
So you two don't have spreadsheets of price points for grocery items per store?
So no. I've already covered this in a previous episode, but let me revisit. I have a map of the grocery store with items in each aisle so that I can get in and out. I'm minimizing waste, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going up. Oh, do I need to go up this aisle? Yes, I do, because I need to get cookies, right? So this is where I need to layer on my unstated. Well, that's the aisle that has cookies, but cookies aren't on the list. But I have to go up that way anyway. And especially now with the directional arrows in the grocery stores, like, I don't want to go up this way, but I have to. Oh man, cookies are on sale. Into the cart. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but it's a way of getting. I don't like shopping. I hate it. So it's a way of getting in and out and not having to waste a lot of time and energy.
Love it.
So there you go. I mean, hey, live in the lean lifestyle, yo.
Vince, did you get a dog, or is that Dan's dog?
That's not me. No, we don't have dogs.
We
better not.
Thank you for noticing and pointing that out, Jen.
I got you anytime.
They're about a year and a half old, and they will bark if the wind blows loud enough. They are just they're great little dogs, but they chew the heck out of everything, and that's been a problem. And they absolutely can't stand my 16-year-old stepson, because my 16-year-old stepson is not home long enough to not be categorized as a stranger in their heads. So he's like a Christmas Story in the Bumpus house.
Yeah, which tells you a lot about how often he's actually there.
I'm sorry?
Which tells you a lot about how often he's actually there.
Yeah, no, he's a 16-year-old kid with his own
car. What I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, own car? Why would you? He's staying in a hotel. That's what he's doing there.
Yeah, he comes home to do laundry. He comes home
laundry and sleep, and that's it.
And the pizza.
I don't know about sleep. I don't know about sleep so much.
No? Okay.
No, there's not a whole lot of sleep going on in terms of his life right now, which is probably a bother to him. He's normally like a 10 or 11 hour guy, but yeah, that's not happening right now. Like, I mean, he's 16 and now he's got to adjust,
Okay.
The cool
cool
teenager lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, I still slept when I was 16, but I guess. But then you do start to have, like, especially if you're working, you start to have those early morning. I got to be at work at 7 a.m. because I don't know what you guys were doing at 16. I was in a grocery store, and you worked at 7, and it was not fun, but you did it because you had to, right? In addition to school, by the way, I still went to school, but I'm talking like weekends.
I was having that conversation just the other day. I was in school. I was on sports, and I was in honors classes, and I worked, and I slept probably from 4 a.m. till 7 a.m.
Wow, that seems way too unsustainable. How did you do that? How does that existence work, Dan Simons? Simon.
Denny's with plenty of soda at
or pop
midnight, 1, 2 in the morning. Like that's how it went. And then homework. That's when homework was done too.
Right.
Dan, are you one of those people who doesn't need much sleep though?
Yeah, no, I'm on 5.5 hours is that's like, if I hit 7, it's like, holy crap, where did that come from?
Yeah, I think that's the difference, Vince.
Yeah, no, that was I have been described by many at work as a high functioning insomniac, because for pre-pandemic, I was sleeping from 12:30 until 5 every day for years, and still able to bring the thunder in the office, but just constantly tired. And like, I was the guy on the commuter train into work after I've just woken up and home at the end of the day, who's just sitting there snoring away. Like, I was exhausted constantly. But still was able to do the things that I did at work. With all this, and I'm actually sleeping like 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours, my brain is firing constantly. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I would say that my sleep pattern changed once I have kids. Like, I was fine doing my own when I could manage my own sleep pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like
Yes.
all of that was all of what I did in terms of not sleeping was manageable. But the minute you enter kid, like, my Friday and Saturday nights are now a lot less active. Like, I'll get on calls and be on a call till 4:30 in the morning on a Friday or Saturday night. But then my kid is waking us up at 6 or 7.
Right.
Right. So that has not helped my, the sleep pattern piece. But you wouldn't change that for the world, of course.
Wait.
Yeah. No. Right.
Who are you talking to until 4 p.m.?
I have friends that are, like, they're just up at all hours. Like, I got a buddy who works out of his garage, and he called me the other night at 4:30 in the morning because I answered a text. I was up watching, I don't know, whatever, Hunt for Red October or something, and he called me at 4:30 in the morning, and so we were on the phone. And I got another buddy that we try.
Jen, we know other people. Like, this is not the extent of our social circle. Come on.
I don't talk to people at 4 a.m. though. I don't think I've ever talked on the phone at 4 a.m. before.
Oh, well, then you're not living.
No, you're not.
You're not.
Not tonight, because it's Thursday and I actually have to put in some sort of work day tomorrow. But tomorrow night, I will probably take a picture of this glass. This is my favorite rocks glass with something in it already. I'll take a picture of it on my table. I'll send it to my best friend and brother in life who lives in DC, and we'll probably be on the phone from midnight till 2:30 or 3.
Where do they live in DC?
Actually, it's not DC proper. He is in Vienna.
Okay.
Virginia. So not actual, but like close enough to take.
It has a metro stop.
Take the metro stop and roll into DC. So I was just on the phone with him earlier today. He got the vaccine today.
Nice.
Hey, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so I won't tell you his name because now I'm violating 18 different HIPAA codes, but that's where it goes.
My mom got her second today.
Yay!
That's awesome. So she's actually fully vaccinated then.
Yes.
In a week.
Yeah.
It takes like a week or 2, right?
2.
Yeah, I think it takes. She's not immune at this point.
Oh, you mean after the second shot? Yeah.
After the second shot, there is a period where you can still contract, but then there's some ramp up time.
Right.
So I want to talk about Amy's comment. She just finished Bridgerton.
No. We're not talking about Bridgerton. We're not talking about Bridgerton.
Jen, if you feel like hijacking, I mean, we can talk Bridgerton because I've seen the whole series.
Oh, jeez.
I've seen that whole not series, but the whole season.
This is not going the way I expected. I thought Dan was coming in as backup for me. Apparently not.
Little did you know. I called it. I was like, Dan has watched Bridgerton.
You did, really? Or are you
is
this just a BS meter should be high on this, or is this the truth?
No. Kendra has good taste in wine. Right? That to me means Dan has watched Bridgerton. I don't know. They make sense.
So over the holidays, it was so we always have a challenge because I'm a sports dude and I want to watch sports 24/7, and I'm really good at putting on music and putting the sports on mute. Okay. But Kendra isn't really big on sports unless it's soccer. So I gotta find, European soccer.
The only kind.
Well, I mean soccer in general, but I have to find European soccer because MLS is not playing right now. And by the way, go Columbus Crew for winning the cup. So over the holidays, we threw down, like, there were nights where we didn't have the kids. They were with their dad. The two older ones were with their dad. And so, like, we would just marathon out. Yeah, I have a Toronto FC hoodie, by the way, Cowboy, for all my time in Toronto. Yes, I do. I follow them as well. And so anywho, it was like 2 episodes here. So I found that Kendra, who never stays awake past the credits of a movie starting at 8:15, but for Bridgerton, we're up past midnight watching, like, the 2nd or 3rd episode or 4th episode, whatever it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, there was all of 8. So yeah, we crammed all that in a couple 3 days. Like, she couldn't get off of watching it like that. It was, it was a Bridgerton crack is what it was.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I've seen it. So I'm worldly.
because you watch Bridgerton, you're worldly.
Did it get a laugh?
Yeah. All right. Respect. So I have not seen Bridgerton even after the now infamous 3 Gens episode. I have not gone to watch Bridgerton. Although it did come up on Netflix as one of those, like, hey, you should watch. And my wife was flipping through and she's like, I wonder what this is about. Nothing. Keep going. Keep going. Never mind this nonsense. But yeah, I have not watched Bridgerton. I'm at this point, I'm digging in, and I'm just going to refuse to watch it.
Well, just dig in and refuse until season 2. Season 2 has been delayed because they were supposed to shoot it already. Now it's looking as 2022 is season 2. So you can dig in for a while now.
Yeah. We started watching Lupin.
How's that? That came up on my Netflix.
Okay. I mean, it's incomplete. It's sort of it's interesting, but at the same time, it's like there's nothing happens. Oh my God, nothing's happening. And so it's very.
So it's like watching golf.
No, it's better than golf, but yeah, but it's I don't know. It was like, oh, cool. Oh, he got away from the guy. Yeah, okay. All right. So it was one of those. And then we've started watching Superstore, which is from one of the writers of The Office, the US Office.
Yes.
And I've seen it. I was aware that it was a show, and it was like, no, it looks really stupid. It's not bad. It's not terrible. So it's clever moments and whatever.
I've seen some, and it's nice fluff, right? It's like
yeah.
And I think the episodes are 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's a sitcom.
Right?
So have either one of you worked in that type of? Well, you worked grocery. Jen, did you work in retail setting? Like, I wonder if that adds to it or takes away.
Maybe. Because The Office was like that too, right? If you never worked in an office setting, you really didn't get a lot of the references.
Well, and that's the same with the movie Office Space. Like, as old
right
as it is, like, people who have worked in an office have seen it and they know the quote. So if you say, hey, let me tell you about those TPS reports I had to worry about, like, they know that. Yeah. Because they worked in the office space. But people outside, if you're working manufacturing or something, and I don't mean that in any other way, then you just don't have that same experience.
The context is different, right? Yeah. I talk about fax machines, and I'm like, we're going to take it out and office space this thing.
Right.
And people that are aware know what that means, and others look at me like I'm crazy.
You still use fax machines?
Oh, you know what, Jen? Let's not even get started on I haven't seen anybody that's here that I do work with on a day-to-day, my disdain for the fax machine is well documented and goes back at least 10 years. Whereas, like, can't we stop using the fax machine? Well, we can't because some people like it. And like,
because you have that one customer, you have that one client that will not transfer over to the next form of electronica. They won't.
Yeah. And so, I like, there has been a fax replacement project on the books for years, and
Isn't that email? Is that not just email? Or
you know what? There are not a lot of topics that are off limits, Jen. I am going to get myself in so much trouble if I continue down this path, because yes, we still use the fax machine. We still support the fax machine as an intake channel.
Yes.
It is ridiculous.
Yes.
If it were up to me, it would be we're not going to do this anymore. But it's not up to me, and so the fax continues to exist, and so that's actually all I'm going to say about that.
I have the same thing going on.
Yeah, it's very bureaucratic, right?
By the way, from those clients, the fax still comes in looking like 1985.
Yeah.
It still comes in with like all the weird curvatures that happen on a fax transmission.
Yeah,
still have that.
Yeah, and the cover page, and it's
yes.
You know what? Like, it's fine. It's not, but it's fine. And yeah. So, anyways, it's all good. It's all good. Anyways,
we're buying a new house, and we have to print out pieces of paper to sign with ink. And then I just took pictures of them and uploaded them because I didn't know what to do. Right. However, one of the things that we had to return was a fax cover sheet.
Yes.
And I don't think I have handled a fax cover sheet in quite some time. And I'm like, what do I do with this? So I just uploaded it.
Right.
Fax cover sheet.
Right. Yeah. I think there's some comfort in the default, and until we get comfortable just taking those fax machines out back and giving them the old Yeller treatment, we're gonna just keep using them because it's just easy.
Well, it's easy. You will always have that. You'll always have that client who doesn't update the tech. You'll always have that one, and they'll be like, "Do you have fax?" And even if you disconnect the fax, machine or the capability, you'll get that one, and somebody will be, "Oh, we gotta attach it. We gotta get that up and running so they can send us stuff." And you're like, "Really? I mean, how about we send it by mail because that'll be just as fast."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My buddy Mike, who's been on the show before, has this line that I love, and I use it whenever I can, especially when he's not around, because then I can claim it's mine. But when it's like, well, we use the fax machine and because that's how we've done it, and he's like, well, we used to write with feather and ink, and we moved away from that. So, and I'm not doing it justice, but that's the basic gist of it. Like, there are things that we don't do anymore because there's something better, and yet the fax machine is like the technology cockroach that just will not die. It won't. Like,
no, I agree.
Yeah.
And I use something. I don't say feather and ink. I actually say papyrus.
Same. I mean, it's the intent is the same there.
I think
Margaret, with the win here. Yeah, it's ancient, man.
I think we need to tell Hans that we're gonna move him down to the basement. We're gonna need him to move.
Yeah, Hans, I'm gonna need you to go ahead. Who hasn't done the Lumberg voice? Like, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come on in. I'm gonna need you to take that extra work on, and could you anyways, Hans, move to the basement, man. It's time. It's time.
Gotta do that.
But I need my stapler. So Jen and Mindy commented on it. I didn't want to lose sight of it.
Right.
This is a lot of change.
You know,
in the last, 10 months, but let's just round it up and say in the last year, you have, let's go in order.
Yeah.
You have completed your CBAP, which when we met before the holidays was the most important thing you had going on in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You have gotten married, which I thought would have been the most important thing, but whatever.
CBAP is
now you're moving and you're buying a house. Like what is beyond the limit that is the sky for Jennifer Forrest?
Also got a new job in a new industry.
And you got a new job. I forgot about that one. You got a new job.
Out of consulting into startup life. Yep.
Right. Sorry, this is the comment I actually wanted, but it moved up before I had a chance.
Amy, I had meant to
and your husband has a new venture as well, right?
He does.
Right, like just holy crap.
Yes.
And you got a new dog.
Yeah, we got a dog. And we got a dog too.
Hang on. And she's drinking water on the show.
Yeah. That's not why though. I had meant to go to the corner store.
I see where you're going with this, Dan. Well done. Let's keep hammering this one. Let's keep going because I need retribution for Bridgerton.
It's water. It's water. A big jug of water. Like it is like a distraction from anything else that you could possibly be drinking. Is that big jug of water, which, by the way, if you notice, hasn't really moved much since we've been on. So, and look, like, what is this the start of the day? Are you starting your day now? Because you're not even past good morning.
I know.
Like, oh my God, there's a marker on there.
Yes, you're gonna be getting out of bed all night for all the wrong reasons.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not timing this well, Jen. This is not going to end well for you.
7 a.m.
Oh, geez. Yeah. This is not going to end well for you. Not going to end well. Not going to end well.
I'm just here to help.
I just texted my husband to get me a guava margarita, but he did not. He was not enthusiastic about that request. It involves walking outside, and right now there's snow, and there's not usually snow in DC.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
But there's water.
There is water.
Concocting signature.
I don't know what that. Yeah, I wanted this comment. This is what sucks about being the producer. Like, I wanted this comment, and then Steve swoops in, and now we have to put his comment back up. I want to know if Dan is concocting a signature cocktail for serendipity.
I also need to know.
You know what? I need to thank Steve for the reminder because I am interested in throwing something down for that, and I haven't yet. I did see that there's a February 12th deadline for that, and that's cool. I'll throw something down, and what I do promise is that if I am rejected in any way, shape, or form, I won't take it. Personally.
We're no longer friends,
and I will still provide a signature libation.
The thing about this is going to be, we're going to try to cram in as much as we can in the half day. So, and there are two stages. So, there's an opportunity.
Layered drink then.
I'm sorry?
It needs to be a layered drink then.
Well, I mean, we can talk about that, Dan. I'm not gonna get, but I mean, if we're gonna try to, it's not like you have an hour and you have an hour and you have an hour and everybody. It's gonna be, how much time do you need to get your point across, and so we're gonna piece it together. I don't want to give away too much because what?
What is Rumplemints?
Rumplemints?
Rumplemints.
I can guarantee you that it will not have Rumplemints in it. It's
Oh, you know what this is now? It's Steve and AJ just doing Steve AJ things. They're doing their thing. Let's keep here. If
I'm sorry,
I don't want to give. I don't want to
get lured into that. Just so you know, like I'm going to get lured into that because of the bartender thing.
No, I know. Hey, if we can actually execute on the stuff that we have planned, this is going to blow away every other event you've ever been to. I don't want to sell it too much. If we can pull off this world that we're trying to create and this experience that we're trying to create, it is going to change the game that I know this group, how they think about projects and or not projects, events and conferences. If we can pull it off, it's gonna be so cool. But there's some things, and I don't want to give away too much until some decisions are made. But yeah, it's exciting actually being on this side of the event. Like both Adrian Reed, who was on a couple weeks ago, we're both like, we're not presenting at this thing. Awesome. So there, if people think this is a vehicle for us to showcase, no, I don't want, other than the morning, like, good morning everyone, welcome to Serendipity, and the end of the day thing. Like, other than that, I don't want to be on stage. I want to just build everyone else up and give other people, and we talked about this when he was on, it's about giving a voice to people that normally wouldn't. So either you have never spoken at an event and you just want to, or you normally talk about, agile, but now you want to talk about I don't know, managing emotions in the workplace. Like, it's experimental, it's different, and it's gonna sort of democratize conferences, and it's free. So, you should just show up. Like, it's free. So anyways.
Looking forward to it.
Me too.
Me too. But it is interesting to see, what this, I see the stuff that Amy deals with, of like speakers reaching out to her, and, it's just, it's not something I'm used to, but it's interesting.
Something I've often marveled at.
And I'm still waiting. Yeah. I think you froze up there, Jen.
Sorry, I think that was just my face.
Yeah, it is your face. That's tremendous.
One thing I've always wondered is, how does Amy be Amy? Like, how is she?
I think she just wakes up and is Amy. Like, I don't know.
So on top of things all the time, but also fun. Like, how does that happen? How is Amy?
You know what? I'm gonna have to have her on, and you can heckle her from the comment section. I don't know. I think I would expect that she probably hides the stress well, because I'm sure there's stress, especially on that first day.
Come on, it's like
booze. There we go. Here we go.
Right?
From the horse's mouth, it's booze. So, but I would imagine there's stress involved. I would imagine that there's anxiety. But I don't know. And I think, she's got a great team that works with her on all of the events.
She is
and like, yeah. So,
yes,
it's a great team. She's there. I think I almost see her as like the Fredo of the day. Fredo, Godfather, like 1 and 1. Huh? No, not Alfredo.
Fredo reference, because he gets shot.
Yeah, Fredo, like she's like she makes sure everyone's having a good time.
She does.
Okay, because I mean he dies going
fishing. No, I know. Fredo, Godfather 1. Godfather 1, maybe Godfather 2, right?
Okay.
Like in that range.
I'm just,
I know he died. I know. Spoiler alert for a 40-year-old film. Fredo dies.
Speak.
Oh, Frodo is the Hobbit.
Oh, jeez.
And Frodo is not in Bridgerton.
Yes. This did not go the way that I expected. But anyway, my point, I mean, Jen, you've seen The Godfather, right? Okay. So I need you to disconnect. I need you to disconnect from the stream, and I need you to call your husband back from the guava mango run. No, tell him.
Go get the guava mango.
I mean, yeah, go get it. If he's already out, let him go.
Otherwise, she's stuck with water. Hey,
but go on like Netflix or something and just watch The Godfather. The first two. You don't need to watch the third one. It's pretty bad. But watch the first two.
It has one of the best lines ever, though.
Which one? Which is?
In 3.
Yeah.
Just when I think I'm out, they pull me right back.
Oh, yeah. That is a good line.
That's a good line.
My favorite one, we were having this discussion at work the other day. One of the most underrated, I think, lines is from Godfather 1, where there's a hit. And the guy that does the hit, the guy that was there to supervise the hit, says, "Leave the gun, grab the cannolis." And it's like, yes. There's priorities. Leave the gun.
That line ends up in
grab the
You've Got Mail. They talk about that line a lot. Yes, and You've Got Mail. And I want to say that one day maybe on a private episode, like a weird select episode, I have to tell the story because I know Amy is watching closely and she may throw a shoe at me now. I have to tell the story about Boston because of what happened in my presentation and what she said afterwards to me. I thought she was going to throw a shoe or maybe the wine bottle at me.
Do we? Because like we can't leave on that. Do we have time right now? Like, this is sort of the point of this show, Dan. Like,
I know, but I didn't want to steal all that. Like, I didn't want to go down. We were having fun with Jen, so let's go back to having fun with Jen, and then we can,
I'm invested in this, Dan.
Yeah, she looks pretty interested. So,
well, my presentation, Amy's probably going to kill me. My presentation is a little irreverent.
Mm-hmm.
Would be the word to use. And so I have a video in my presentation now that I have to edit for future useology outside of what I do with it in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a couple of words in it that aren't really supposed to be used. I preface it very well. I make sure that I say, hey, I didn't write the script to this video. This is included. And the word got back to her pretty quickly from somebody who was in the room. And I came out to, did you really have the word in this video? And I was like, and it was really bad.
Was it like the George Carlin 7 words you can't say?
No, it was more like the word. If anybody's ever seen Crash Davis, come on.
A League of Their Own.
No.
Bull Durham.
Thank you. Crash Davis said, he must have used a word that umpires, don't ever like to hear. If you use that word, you're going to get ejected. Okay. It ends with, do you know the word?
I don't know.
Okay. It ends with sucker.
Oh, okay.
And it was in the video.
And you've been welcomed back?
Yeah, I know, right.
Wow, good for you. That is pushing the envelope right there.
Well, I mean, it's a full room.
Oh yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I don't want to tell you. I'm actually not going to share the story. For those that do know the story, you'll understand why I'm not going to share it.
So you make me share a story and you're not going to share a story? How does that work?
It's my show.
You out me and you're not going to go throw that down?
It's my show.
Sure.
It is in reference to my session on ugly babies and what to do with them. And Yeah. Okay. I mean, so that's fine, Dan. I'll throw down. I'm also not gonna like share the whole thing. But I and Amy, I know Amy knows this story well. It was in Toronto. I was expecting, hey, Canadian audience, very polite, very nice, whatever. At the end, we get to Q&A, and somebody, was like, hey, I know that I'm working on this ugly baby at work. Should I don't want to say the word. Should I get rid of it? And I think, Jen, I think I think you know where I'm going with this one. And I went, this is my reaction. So she says this, and I go like this. And I backed away. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not answering that question. Like, it was so
that's your choice.
Incredibly uncomfortable. It was her choice. It was so incredibly uncomfortable, and I was like, that was not my intent when I came up with this idea of ugly babies. And this is only the third time that I'm crying on the show. I did not know what to say. And so it like when I say I did this, like, this is literally, I have it record. I had a friend that was in the room recording it. I have video of this. Bug eyes, hands over the mouth, like, and I just remember, like, yeah, I'm not answering that question. And I moved on to the next thing, because I'm like, I'm not entertaining that.
These are the war stories, man. This is stuff that is just, it's so much, it's fun in the aftermath. But I can tell you that, like, when mine happened, and like, I felt like I was in being John Malkovich, where I was watching me, like, how did this happen seemed to happen in faster than real time.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh, like, yeah. And, and I even got the, the afterward reprimand of, well, if you want this to go, this piece of it to be considered in this, you need to, like, change. I'm like, yeah, I know. I like, but it's an editable piece, but it was such a moment.
Yeah.
And I'll remember it always, because the look on Amy's face as she said this to me, like, it's funny in this moment.
Yes. I know exactly what you mean. At the time,
I was like,
you were like, did I screwed up royally. I'm never going to be invited back. These people aren't my friends anymore.
I might be escorted out like the dude that fired in Scrooge. Like, wow, that took 35 seconds for him to be outside in the parking lot. What took so long? Like, I was waiting for that,
Yeah. This is what it is, right? Like,
right.
And it's funny. I have this conversation with people at work all the time. They're like, "Oh, it's so cool that you get to travel and do." It's like, first of all, it's not fun. Like, the after stuff is fun. The travel stuff is not fun. But then you get these sorts of moments, which you're right, Dan. Like, in retrospect, it's funny. It's funny reliving it, but in that moment, you're like aghast and like, what have I done?
What is the next?
Where do I go from here? So Jen, like, with your you did the Con Marie thing. There's no swearing in that. It's very safe. But next we need you pushing the envelope and do, like, I don't know. We gotta plan this out, Jen.
We
need you to piss off Amy.
You have to have your war story too.
Yeah, you need a war story. Like,
you have a war story.
Okay.
The first time I ever presented, it was at a local conference in Virginia, and I was presenting with a colleague of mine who's like presented before and just super on top of everything. So there was a freak windstorm like half an hour before our presentation, and that knocked out the power to the building, which also knocked out all the AV equipment and fried the presenter, like the whatever thing. So we had to do our presentations on large sticky Post-it notes on the wall.
Stick figures?
Yes, stick figures. So we took turns drawing stick figures because it was a lot of diagrams. Of diagrams. Yes, and it was very intense.
So not to one up. Not to one up.
That's not really an Amy angry at you story is the problem there.
But oddly enough, my story is not my worst presentation moment ever. This actually predates all of my public professional speaking experience. Years ago, I used to present with my friend Mike. We were colleagues. We were working on a lot of the same projects, so we would go out. There were two stories that stick out for us because we became the de facto, like, presenting this new product out to external stakeholders. We went to a conference. We were the last session on the last day. We get up to the podium. We're about to present, and we hear from the audience, "You guys are going to make this quick, right?" And we just look at each other and we're like, "I guess so." We were done in 15 minutes because people were packing up. In that presentation, it was the first time that we used this thing where we said, "Okay, so we know we're the last session. Don't worry about it. We want to respect your time. Over the next 3 hours and 47 minutes," and we've got this countdown. Half of the people got up and left. And yet, not the worst experience. We went to another group. We were supposed to be speaking at 10:30. The person who was supposed to speak before us didn't show up. So the organizer comes out. We're ready to go. We're like suited up and all that. Me in a suit. Like, it's very uncomfortable. Suited up. Guy comes out and he says, "Hey," explains the situation. "But we found someone to take his place. He's going to speak for 10, 15 minutes. He might go over a little bit. So you'll probably not start until about 10:45. Is that okay?" "No problem. Easy. Like, we're easy. No problem." This dude, this replacement dude, riffed for an hour and a half.
It was his 15 seconds of fame.
He spoke from about 10:15 to 11:45. So in the intervening time, we're walking by the room. We're doing like this, like, what's going on here? So at 11:45, for an event that was supposed to end at noon, we get, "Okay, guys, now we've got Vince and Mike coming to talk to you about this new product that they're working on."
And everybody's already thinking like leaving for lunch.
People are packing up. And that's when my computer dies. So we were like, we had it ready, but it just, that was when the battery decided, nope, that's enough. So the computer dies. He's now trying to start up his computer to plug in to the projector. And I just like, well, we're not going to stand here and wait because we're talking like work computers. They did not start up quickly. They were right. Like, so I'm like, okay, you know what? I've done this presentation enough to know what I need to say. I'm just going to start talking without the visuals. I did not think to like start drawing. I'm just going to start talking. It didn't matter. By that point, everyone was like, "Peace, I'm out." Like, it was the worst. Never went back there because it was like,
you can't show your face there. You can never go back.
No, but it wasn't our fault.
Because and on top of that, they'll say you guys were so bad.
Yeah,
what?
Exactly. Same thing happened. I went to a conference in Detroit, and the same thing happened. So it was a corporate event. The CEO was in the building, and this is like I'm not going to name names. He's a billionaire, and he owns sports teams. And so the organizer was like, Dan, you might know him. He owns the team near you, the basketball team.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
And he's like, he just wants 15 minutes. He just wants to go up and do like a Q&A. He spoke for 2 hours. So again, I was supposed to be on stage at 3:30 to a packed room, and I didn't get on stage until about 5:45. And at that point, it was just there was like 30 people, maybe.
Like maybe the EVS crew cleaning up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I didn't take names, but it was like it was not fun. But you know what? At least that one, hey, they still pays the same. You don't want me to go on, I won't go on. Whatever, I don't care. But yeah, it was just, this is the stuff you don't see.
So people pay you not to talk.
Well, I said, like, if you got, I still did a quick I did the version because it's like, again, I'm a professional.
Yeah, you are.
But there was only 2 questions because people wanted. It was 6 o'clock by the time I was done. They wanted to get out of there.
Whew.
So hey, what are you gonna do? Guys, I don't know if you've noticed, we're actually 2 minutes over time.
Crazy.
That hour flew by. We can keep talking, but we're gonna end the broadcast because that's.
I have one quick shout out.
Yeah.
Judy, I saw that you're speaking to the IIBA DC chapter about, I'm looking right now, 5 characteristics needed to be a great leader. I'm very excited.
Yay, Judy. Judy, friend, I think Judy's back on with Denelkis in a couple of weeks, so that should be fun. But yeah, Jude, shout out to Judy, shout out to Mindy and Amy and Steve and AJ and Leslie, and I'm just going through the names, and Fredo and Hans and who else is here? Margaret. Like, just
the cast from Bridgerton.
Everybody, nobody from Bridgerton. We don't know nobody from Bridgerton.
Sure.
But I want to thank everyone for joining. I want to give. I didn't do it, Dan. Like, you're good. But I want to give you guys one last minute parting thoughts. Dan, I'll start with you.
Wow. Hey, you know what? I am enjoying this moment. And I want to say thank you to Jen, because this has been awesome. And I loved being on with you. Totally. I was so looking forward to this from the time I saw your name on the spreadsheet. This is great. I love this platform. I told a couple people about it today that I was going to be on today. I spoke at KSU earlier today, students and doing that kind of thing for project management, volunteering on that level. And I love the fact that everybody here is so positive and willing to give back. And I love the comments. Like, I'm half watching us and I'm half watching the comments just because.
I know. Like, it's very distracting
in this group. Yeah. And it's fun. And I really, really, really cannot wait till the next time we are in person together, because that is the fun. And I'm sure Amy will want to throw a shoe at me at that time for telling the story. But that's how it is. That's how it goes.
I mean, I think Amy's cool. Like, I mean, you guys. I think you guys were there at my first keynote when I talked about how I used to sneak into Project World.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yes,
you think I would share? Like, but you know what? It's 5 years ago. What's Amy gonna do? Charge me? Invoice me? Like, there's a statute of limitations on conference admission.
Amy, if you ever had an April Fool's Day joke, it's staring at you right now. Send them an invoice.
yeah. Actually, that would be a great idea. Yeah. No, but we've got it. She's cool with it, so it's fine. Jen, last thoughts.
I want everyone to take some time for themselves tonight and do something that brings you joy, whether that's watching Bridgerton, drinking some Aldi wine, or something else. Do it.
Jen, you're the best. When I put out that anyone could sign up, you were first of all, you were the first one who got in. And when I saw your name 7 times between now and July, I was like, yeah, okay, Jen's cool. Like, I don't mind. Anybody else would have been, no, you got to cut that in half. Jen.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, you got, well, I mean, Jen took some of yours, so, but Jennifer Forrest, Dan Simon, I want to thank you guys both for coming back. You both know how much I appreciate you, and you're welcome back anytime. And I want to echo what Dan said. I can't wait till we're back together and can do this live, because that is, I think that's going to be a lot of fun because this is going to be a live show again. So there we go.
Rumplements for all.
I still don't know what that is, but while I go and figure that out, I just want to thank everyone for joining in.
100% peppermint schnapps. Thank you to Steve for being able to put words to it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I can't read all the comments, man. I'm trying to do too many things.
No.
But I want to thank everyone for joining in today. Next week, we've got a returning guest and a new guest. So we've got Sabby, the selfie Sabby, coming back, and all the way from the UK, Christina Lovelock will be making her debut on the show. I'm excited for that one. Comes highly recommended by Adrian, and I saw her on his live show. I think it was last week. So can't wait to have Tina on. But Jen, Dan, thanks for being on Analysts After Work. We will catch you next week. See ya.
Tons of fun. Have a good one.